Hello, welcome to our second John Coe and Aquarius film, John Coe and Aquarius
Number 2.
So our journey began back in 2020 when we had an amazing encounter, our very first encounter with the boys off Nice Point on the Isle of Skye.
We set out specifically to see these two orca. They literally could have been anywhere, and it took us 6 days, and we saw them in the distance, and then they come right past us on the rocks. It was just such an incredible first encounter with them. And we also saw them at the beginning of this year as well, so March 22. They'd been sighted around the Hebrides, and so we took the chance. We finished work and set off, and then it took us 5 days that time to see them.
Yeah.
And they come from the opposite direction. They'd been seen at Rubahunish, which is where we're at the moment, earlier on that morning, and then 7 hours later they went right past us off the rocks again at Nice Point.
It was incredible.
So that was also really incredible.
It was really incredible. Now this year we spent a couple of times trying to look for them again. So we've been all the way to Ardnamurchan Lighthouse in the hope again of seeing the boys. And then we've also had another trip to Nice Point on the Isle of Skye as well.
Yeah, we didn't spend too long. It was on the way back from Shetland, and we'd already been away for over 2 months, so we was quite tired. The weather was horrific.
Yeah.
And yeah, we didn't manage to see them.
No, they were unsuccessful trips. So here we are again on the Isle of Skye.
The end of September.
Yeah, end of September, and we're going to give it another try.
Yeah. So just before we bring you up to date on this trip, we want to take you back to when we first saw John Coe and Aquarius. It was right here at Nice Point. It was October 2020, and it was on our 6th day of searching, like we mentioned. And we was down here early morning, and then we saw splashes in the distance up there. And what it was actually their blows, because we saw gannets up in the same area that morning. And then all of a sudden we were like, that can't be gannets. We saw their blows, and they eventually made their way towards us to the mouth of this bay over here. And I was sitting on the rocks. Charlotte was just behind me. I was waving, saying they're coming. And yeah, they eventually come right past the rocks that we were standing on, right in front of us. You could hear them breathing. It was such a perfectly calm and sunny day. And they gradually made their way past us, and then they headed off up north. And that was the first time we got a glimpse of them.
So we want to take you back to our second encounter that we had with John Coe and Aquarius, and it was again here at Nice Point. In that morning of that day, they were actually sighted off Rubahunish, where we were yesterday, and we thought hopefully they're coming down towards us. So we sat facing this direction, hoping to see some fins. It took about 7 hours before Nick actually spotted a fin pierce the surface just off these rocks. We thought, well, we'd lost all hope at that point, so we were absolutely over the moon to see John Coe and Aquarius appear off those rocks. The weather was horrendous, as it was normally here, but they passed all the way past the bottom of this point here and headed off towards that direction. It was really, really incredible, and they actually hung around for quite a long time as well. It was probably our longest encounter that we've had with them. Yeah, it was, although the conditions were really against us, it was a really amazing encounter.
And that encounter was March this year, so March 2022. And we'd had a few attempts before that, but we weren't successful. So yeah, that was the second time we saw the boys.
Yeah, and it took us 5 days.
It did, yeah. And now we'll bring you up to date with this latest attempt to find them.
Hello, we're back on the search for John Coe and Aquarius, and you might be able to guess where we are, but we're at Nice Point.
Yeah, guess because how we're dressed.
Yeah.
The ski pants only come out when it's Nice Point.
It does.
There's no messing around here.
We're down by the lighthouse at the moment.
It was scheduled today and tomorrow to be the only nice days of the week. It's currently Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's gale force winds and rain on Friday, and this is our good day. So.
This is the good sunny dry day, and there's already rain coming over the lighthouse, so
I think we're about to get drenched as usual here.
I think so.
But yeah, since our first trip up here at the beginning of the year in March, when we saw John Coe and Aquarius, we've had a few attempts. We've been to Ardnamurchan a few times, and we've also, well, we had the odd day here after our Shetland trip.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, since March, we haven't seen them.
Yeah.
So we're trying again. It's now, well, end of September.
Yeah.
Normally October time we come down, and yeah, hopefully we have some luck, but I think this weather's going to make it really hard.
Yeah. We've only ever had one like really good time here with like good weather. Everything else has been just impossible.
That was our first ever trip here, and we was here for 6 days, and we saw minke whales, common dolphins, bottlenose dolphins, porpoises, and we even saw John Coe Aquarius as well, all within
in 6 days.
like, yeah, 6 days.
It's incredible.
So we've always expected since that trip it to be the same, but it just never has.
It's not. It's definitely not. Definitely not after our 22 days at Nice Point last year. This time last year, hopefully it's not going to be the same. But the rain is starting to come in, so we're going to go and hunker down somewhere, I think.
Yeah. See you next time when we've probably gone home and give up. So we've been on the rocks as our usual 12 hours so far. It's just before 7 o'clock. And yeah, we're going a bit mad. But yeah, we've had a pretty quiet day. We've seen some minke whales. They've been quite far out. Yeah. But no sign of John Coe Aquarius yet, so no. We'll keep trying. It's
been surprisingly quiet actually, given how flat it's been, but it's been nice to be back in the hope that they might pass by.
We've had the standard cold and wet weather, so yeah, hopefully they turn up for us at some point.
Yes, hopefully tomorrow. We're giving it till the very last bit of light, the last second of the day. That's where we were sat all day.
Yeah, the sun's just gone down, so we won't have much longer in the light, but we always like to give it as much time as we can when we're here.
Yeah, we're trying our best.
So day 2 of our September-October trip at Nice Point, and it's another day of rainbows by the looks of it.
It is. Always rainbows at Nice Point.
Yeah, always.
Meaning there's always rain. So we've been down here for 12 hours now. We have had a bit of sunshine, and we actually got down into our hoodies, which was amazing.
I was even in my t-shirt at one point, it was so nice.
Yeah, but it's definitely, the wind's picked up, it's getting a bit chilly. We've seen some minke whales quite far out, and quite a few porpoises, but they were also quite far out. And some common dolphins as well, but again, far out.
Yeah, it is forecast gale force winds tomorrow, so if that does end up happening, we know exactly what that's like. And if you watch our other John Coe Aquarius film, you'll see that we did it for like 20 odd days in a row, and we don't fancy that. So if that does happen, we might venture somewhere else on Skye just to try and look out.
See if we can see something from a different point.
Yeah, because it's just impossible. If you come down here in gale force winds and rain, you just can't see anything, you get soaked. Yeah. It's just not worth it. We'll see what it's like in the morning. If we can get down, we'll come down, but
we're going to wait till it gets a bit darker and then head up tonight, and then see what tomorrow brings.
Yeah.
Be careful. We've been up all night. You can't really even see us at all. But we're gonna drive away from Nice Point. Here we are. Drive away from Nice Point because we've had gale force winds all night. We haven't slept. It has been horrendous.
I think we moved the van at about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Because it was literally like we're on a roller coaster.
Yeah. This is so bad. So we're gonna go move somewhere else now that it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. Not that it looks like it is, but we've just got to Duntown. And this is the weather. We thought it might have been a bit of shelter. Like we're gonna take off. It's
Don't think we're going to be seeing any fins today.
No, don't think so.
It doesn't look like it's going to get any better either.
So scary.
You probably can't see the van rocking on this video either, but we're literally like swaying all over the place.
We're gonna have to move because it is really, really dodgy.
Oh!
Oh, it's all coming in! Don't! Oh! Oh.
Now we've got water on the inside and the outside. Oh no.
Oh, why do you do that? Everywhere!
Managed to get out for a bit of a walk. We couldn't quite get out at these points, so we've come for a drive up to Dunstall. Yeah, we've had a little bit of a break in the rain, so we've gone for a little bit of a walk. They have been seen from up this area before, so we're doing the best we can. We're not very hopeful in these conditions, but
A bit of blue sky over there as well. There's Dunstall Castle, right on the top. It's so windy you probably can't hear what I'm saying. Strongest wind ever. No way.
just where we were just walking, an otter's just ran right across the land. I don't think it would have picked it up on here. It looked like a dog, it was so big. It was just bombing across the land where we were just walking. We're going to go down and see if we can see it again. It did go into the water, so it might be long gone, but we'll give it a try.
Gonna have a look. So we were just standing up by the castle on that cliff up there, and Nick spotted the otter running across the grass here. It was as big as a dog, it was huge. Didn't manage to get any footage, because by the time we got the camera out it had scuttled off and gone into the rocks, so we didn't exactly see where it had gone. We saw it run all the way down this cliff here, and then into the little seaweed and into the rocks. So cool to see. I'm sure that shouldn't be bubbling there because that's the inside. It's day 4 and we've come for a very windy walk at Dunstall in the hope of seeing some fins, but also the otter we saw yesterday.
Yeah, we're at the exact place that we saw that otter running across, but yeah, it is really windy.
Really windy.
I think we might be heading back to Nice Point later on, because tomorrow looks like it might be a bit drier and the wind's dropping off a little bit. I say a little bit because it's still probably going to be horrific, but yeah, that's the place we really want to be at. But when it's like this, it's just impossible to sit and wait because conditions just aren't nice.
Yeah, hopefully they're more in our favour tomorrow so we can have a good, well, say 12-hour shift on the rocks. We'll see how long we can last.
Yeah, hopefully the next time we're on here, we're at Nice Point.
Yes.
So we've got back over at Nice Point and this is what we're greeted with. A tiny bit of sun, but mostly rain. Rainbow. Welcome back to Nice Point.
Yeah. It's day 5 and we're back at Nice Point and greeted with this lovely weather.
This was meant to be the nicest day this week, so we're back on the rocks, but it doesn't seem that nice at the moment. The weather is meant to get worse than this again. It's meant to be gale force again tomorrow, so at the moment it's not quite gale force, although it's pretty bad. And yeah, it just makes it so hard. I mean, if they passed by you would see them if they were close. It's just missed a big wave. It's just so hard standing out waiting for them when it's like this, and knowing that the weather's only going to get better, well, get worse. I wish it was getting better. Knowing the weather's only getting worse. And yeah, gale force winds on the rocks in Scotland. It's not nice. It makes it that better when you see them, but obviously you're not guaranteed to see them, which is the hard part. See what happens. So as you can see, we made it back to Nice Point and we had such a rough morning on day 5.
Yeah.
But we had this feeling all day that we were going to see them, so we just persevered. We sat there all day long. I think it was about 7:30 in the morning we got there again. And then it got to about 6:15 and
Yeah, and we both had this feeling. Neither of us said anything to each other, but normally we would have probably gone up to the van at that point because it was starting to get a bit dark and it was getting very cold. But we didn't say anything. We both just kept sitting there, and we both must have been feeling inside something was going to happen.
And this is the exact spot that we were sitting on.
Yeah.
Because the waves were so rough, we usually sit right down on the rocks, but same again today, it's quite rough down there.
It's really bad.
So we started off down there in the morning, as you can see on the clip, and we were just getting drenched by the spray, so we thought instead of just going up, we're going to just move a little bit higher up on the rocks and still give ourselves a chance of seeing them.
Yeah, and because previously we'd had an encounter where they came from that direction and from that direction, we plunked ourselves in the middle and we were looking both ways in case they appeared again.
And then all of a sudden I was just walking up and down on these rocks and I was like, they're here! And Charlotte knew by the tone of my voice it was time to get the camera out.
Yeah, scrambled to get our stuff together.
Yeah, I don't know which one it was I saw first. I just saw the tip of the black fin just going down under the surface. I just knew it was them.
Yeah.
And then yeah, seconds later, John Coe surfaced. We saw his full face.
Yeah.
And it was a quick encounter because they were going past so fast. But yeah, we'll take you to show you what happened now. We've just seen them! They've just absolutely bombed it past us. I don't know what time it is, it's got to be about 7 o'clock at night.
It's after 6.
And then, yeah, we were just hanging out on the rocks a bit further up. All of a sudden I was just like, they're there! I saw their fins again. I don't know who it was to start with, because it's just the top of the fin. And then I saw John Coe's full fin, like a couple of, about 30 seconds after. And they've just bombed it right past here. They sped up here and they've just headed off into the distance. I'm not sure how many pictures I got or how in focus they'll be.
No, so it was a bit all over the place. I was trying to record them because they kept popping up like so much further on than you thought they were going to, because they were going so fast.
Hopefully we've got something.
I hope we got something.
Day 5 again.
5, yay!
Same as last time.
Yeah, and similar weather as well, like really horrible.
I just had a feeling that we'd see them again, especially today. I've been thinking it all day long that we're gonna see them.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a good job we stuck around because we just seen them.
Yeah, I had a feeling as it kind of got past 6 o'clock, I thought we shouldn't go back up yet.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it was a good job we didn't.
Right. Right, Aquarius. They're over here. Going fast.
Should we go closer or not? Back up again. I can see them. I can see them. So once they passed the point at the end, we scrambled over all these rocks as best we could.
Say scrambling, I was sprinting over them.
Yeah, because they were swimming at quite a fast pace, so we wanted to get over there as quick as we could. So we kind of scrambled over, we saw them surface a few times. There was one moment where they were actually incredibly fast under the water. His fin popped out like jaws.
Yeah.
I think it was John Coe, wasn't it?
It was.
Like pierced the surface of the water. But I don't think we got it on video.
No, it happened so fast, and then they were right in front of us, and then all of a sudden the next surface was quite far up there.
Yeah.
So although it was a quick encounter, it's still incredible seeing them.
Yeah.
And we're lucky enough to have seen them twice this year, and then 3 times in total so far. So yeah.
Very lucky.
Definitely.
But we put the effort in.
It's just so incredible to think we actually travelled from Shropshire in the aim to see these 2 individual animals that could have been anywhere. The last time they were seen before our sighting yesterday was off the north-east coast of Ireland. So they hadn't been seen before then. I think that was in September, mid-September I think. So yeah, this was the first time they were seen back up in Scotland, and it just shows that they could be anywhere.
They could be anywhere. We haven't really had many sightings on this trip of other cetaceans, so we feel so fortunate that the only things that we have seen have been those 2 boys.
We kind of felt that as well. We said when it was the rough weather, probably the only 2 animals we're going to see are orca, because they've got such huge fins that you can't really miss them.
Yeah.
Things like minke whales and dolphins, they just hide beneath the big waves. So yeah, thankfully the 2 we were looking for are the 2 we saw.
It all worked out. shivering, so I can't even speak.
Yeah! We've seen them. I might need a new camera, but
Yay!
and new trousers.
New trousers. Yay! Yay! We're so pleased to have seen them. Yay!
5 days again. Again.
5 days.
This time it was gale force winds and God knows what.
I know. That's so amazing.
Yeah.
Can't believe it.
The last time we saw them in March. We've had a few attempts since then.
Yeah.
But I had a good feeling about this trip. Not when the weather turned really bad, but the back of my mind had a good feeling, and yeah. 5 days again.
Can't believe it. And really, they picked it like to the very last minute of the day as well. Like it's going quite dark.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm so happy they turned up. Welcome to our new home.
It's probably smaller than the van.
Probably.
And that's who we saw yesterday.
Yay! Yay! We're hoping to see him again.
So we're on day 6, and it's the day after we saw John Coe Aquarius yesterday evening.
Yeah.
And we say to ourselves, as soon as we see them, we're going to go home, get out the bad weather, out the gales. But then instantly, once you've seen them, that plan just goes out the window because you want to see them again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so here we are.
here we are, yeah.
Day 6. We've come all the way up to Ruba Hunish. And you can see it stretches all the way out there, but we're just going to stay up on top of the cliffs. We've got such a good view from, well, the entrance of the Minch and over to Waternish as well. So we just want to say thank you so much for watching this film, and if you haven't already, please give this video a like, subscribe to follow more of our adventures, and yeah, we've got a lot of films coming up, so stay tuned for those.
And hopefully, who knows, in the future we might have John Coe Aquarius number 3.
Yeah, I hope so.
With a bit of luck, we certainly hope we do.
I hope so. Thank you for watching. Bye. Although we said we weren't going to come down to this bit and Ruba Honey, I'll never get it right.
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right, and see life do what you want. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right, and see life do what you want. So give me all the scars, I'm a human being. Cover them with tattoos so you can't see. Knew it from the start, you had problems with me and the things I could be, I just wish I had seen. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own.